In just 1 hour I have to drive a race on this unforgiving track that I have never driven before. The clock starts now. And here we are at our very first lap at the Charlotte Roval with the BMW M2. And in now less than 60 minutes I'm going to compete here in this week's M2 Cup. And yeah, as you can see, I have never driven this car and track combo before. I know the track a little bit from a Mazda Cup I did a couple of months ago, but I don't really know if this is going to help much. I don't know any braking points, any turning points. We have to learn everything within the next hour. Now my first couple of laps of course got invalidated for off tracks. And my target lap time to be competitive in my split is a high 1:29. This would put us within the top 15% of the world, so my first lap time will be a first benchmark to see if that's even possible for us, and it is a 1:34.1, over 4 seconds away from the pace we need and just top 83% of the world. But the very next lap, lap number 4, was already much better. I have a broad idea now of where to brake, and we are on a 2.5 seconds improvement in this one. Then we go over the line into the 1:31s and now officially better than 50% of the world, right in the middle of the rankings. But in lap 7 we stopped improving. If anything, we actually started worsening, if that's possible. We met our best friend, the wall, for the first time within this challenge, and I feel like this might not be the last time we meet. So yeah, back to reality. The next lap I actually shook the crash off quite well with another improvement. Good first sector and a very good exit out of the first chicane, and this gave us a 2/10 lead. And the last chicane was also an improvement, another 2.5 tenths, and we finished the lap in a 1:31.1, which is fine. But we still need to find at least another second. Let's go. But from here on, it got really frustrating. Lap 11, 42 minutes left. We are 4 tenths up going into the last 2 corners, and I bottled it completely in turn 15. That lap was ruined. And now watch this. 6 laps later, we are more than half a second up. The same scenario. We overshoot the chicane again. Over the sausage curb we go. In the last corner, and we spin out once more. Unbelievable luck and back-to-back frustration. So not much time left now. I started a new session after this, and I watched some telemetry on Garage 61 to see where I can improve, but I realized the big problem is the consistency and getting the lap together rather than pure pace. But finally, with less than 20 minutes left, I started to put together a very good lap. Amazing first 2 sectors and one of the best exits of the hairpin I've ever had so far. And we go into the last chicane with an 8 tenths lead. Can we survive this time? We lost a couple of tenths, but we finally broke into the 1:30s. Big improvement, top 27% of the world, and now I'm just missing 6 tenths to get to the target lap time I have. Yeah, but this last 6 tenths were a little bit too hard to find. I was really inconsistent, especially the hairpin was very hard for me to nail consistently. So I jumped into the race session and decided to spend my last 10 minutes in the lobby's practice server. And in this lobby, the best lap time was a low 1:30, so my target of a high 1:29 was quite accurate, and I was happy to see that. But after a couple of laps, I just managed to get to P3 in this lobby with a 1:30.8, around 2 tenths below my current best. And yeah, that was that then. We ran out of time. Happy with my lap time? Kind of. Could have been a little better. Confident about the consistency? Definitely not. But here we are. Qualifying. Lap 1 out of 2. And we immediately lose the car on the exit of turn 4. And that lap was already ruined. And now the pressure is very high for lap 2. Luckily, up until the first chicane, the lap was surprisingly good. Then I lost around 4 tenths, unfortunately, because I was a little bit too cautious. And into turn 14, I braked a little too late once again, losing us another 2 tenths. But at least we didn't crash out once more, so a 1:31.1 was enough to start P5 in our race. Let's go! So here we are, P5 on the grid. We get a very good start. immediately managed to overtake a guy going into turn 1. He's still there for a brief moment, but we managed to get through. So 1 position gained, P4 after the first couple of corners, and now the target is to manage to keep in touch with those 3 guys ahead. On paper we have similar pace, but the consistency is the one thing that is worrying to me. We basically have no knowledge of the track, no knowledge of where to overtake, where to defend. Tried to go around the outside in the hairpin, didn't work out, of course. But yeah, we managed to keep behind those guys. We jumped to the second lap, and here again on turn 4 I almost lost the car. Fortunately we can continue the race, but we lose a position here to Zachary Hoskins Janes in the black BMW. Going to into the hairpin, I tried to make a little bit of a move here, but I didn't want to dive bomb him. And now we go into turn 10, the first chicane. I think I hit my braking point quite well, and we touch going into the hairpin. We both spin out. This was a very weird one. In my opinion, he braked a little too late. He caught me off guard. I had to go alongside him. Didn't want to make an overtaking move, but he really caught me off guard with this early braking, and then going into the turn he missed us. I don't know if he didn't see us. We came together, lost the position, and now both of us are on the back of the field. We finally managed to overtake him on the start finish straight, so we improved to P10 now, and now we have to catch up back to the field. And here on turn 4 we find another victim. We overtake this purple-pink BMW, promoting to P8, and you can see here, looks like we are much quicker than the guys ahead. 3 cars in front of us, and it seems like we have a better line, better braking points into the hairpin. We managed to overtake one of them, promoting now to, I think, P7. And same situation as lap before. Into the first chicane. We can brake later here than the guys around us, but this time we get the move done without a spin, and we gain another position. And now it's Joshua Fox, the 5th, in the black BMW in front of us, who makes a very late move into the pit lanes. So apparently he had damage. Maybe this was the reason why we were quicker than him. And now, yeah, P6 after 4 laps. And now we have jumped into lap 6, where we finally caught up to the next guy, Charlotte Roval, probably a Turkish guy, and we are already in his slipstream, 0.4 seconds, but he wasn't that slow. He actually was lapping quite well, and 2 guys with similar pace. Maybe we were a little bit faster than him because obviously we caught up to him, so there must be a pace deficit, but it doesn't seem to be enough to make an easy overtake. You can see me here struggling into the first couple of corners of lap 7, very close behind, 0.2 seconds, right behind him, but there are no opportunities to overtake. This track, even though it's a Roval, and even though you have quite some big slipstream places, it's not enough in those BMWs to make a decisive move out of the slipstream. So you have to do it in the corners, like here. Better exit out of the hairpin. And now we have the inside line in the banking, going into the first chicane, turn 10. And it looks like we cleared him. And now we brake at the 5 mark, going to the chicane, and now Rafael Saldana is in front of us for P4. We started to run out of laps. It's the final lap already. We are very close behind the purple BMW, challenging for P4. I think P4 would be a great achievement. Starting P5, going to one of the last places, and then big recovery run. But yeah, we just ran out of laps. We only were one lap right behind him, and then Roval didn't do any more mistakes. He had a good defensive line, and now we are going into the last chicane, the last lap. So one final move could be done. I take a little bit more risk, brake super late, which was a mistake in the end. He cuts the corner. We take the corner normally, and here he, yeah, is angry, I think, and cuts across us. So 2 more incident points for no reason after the race. I was a little bit annoyed by that. But in the end, we got classified as 5th, even though he cut the last corner. I don't know, technically we should be in 4th. But yeah, classified as 5th, it's fine. 1 hour of practice is obviously not enough. But yeah, I was in one of the better splits, let's say, so I can be happy with the P5 in the end after this recovery run. So thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoy these challenge videos, drop a thumbs up and subscribe to not miss out on more. Thank you very, very much for all the likes for the previous videos. You guys are amazing, and see you soon. Have a good day, stay safe, stay on the racing line, and bye bye.